another solution. It is my pleasure to introduce the next solution called the Emerging Leaders Program, operating doors to new careers for people with convictions. Please welcome Ed Lucas, the Constituent Advancement Manager with the Center for Employment Opportunities.
Okay, so I was going to do this off the top of my head, but I know I can't stay within 8 minutes, so I'm going to do this by going through a script. But, good afternoon, everyone, and it is truly an honor to be here, to be able to speak to fellow colleagues and leaders of New York City, my hometown, one of the best cities in the world. To the CEO that's in the house, as well as Chris Wattler, who is part of the board of directors, but he's also one of our leaders. When my manager asked me if I would be interested in speaking today, it was like an excitement. I haven't been on the stage in a while. COVID came, the pandemic, and so we weren't able to really be around people in public. And then also virtual meetings came out. I wish I would have invested in Zoom stock, because I think I would not be here as CEO right now. But all jokes aside, this is a great segue to share some of what the CEO does. And a brief history of CEO, starting in New York City back in the 70s. It was a demonstration program through Vera Institute of Justice. And in 1996, it became an independent 501c3. And I think I got that right. Okay. Am I doing something wrong? Okay. No. Okay, there we go. So in 1996, it became an independent 501c3. It started out with one site, and it actually grew and grew into 12 states, 31 sites. And we serve over 8,000 people every year, and then some. And we have made more than 34,000 placements with individuals that have been incarcerated. So I want to share a story about a young man that made some bad mistakes at a young age and spent 25 years in prison, paying his dues to society. While incarcerated, he had a plan to use this time to develop himself and started his educational journey, first obtaining his GED, then his associate's degree, bachelor's degree, and even his master's degree while incarcerated. So upon his release, he struggled seeking employment, but then he was instructed and introduced to go to CEO. He enrolled into the program as a participant and was working general labor on CEO's work crew. He wanted more, and we wanted more for him. He had put in the work in his education, character, and he had served his time. But we struggled to help him break through into the employment world. And so he was introduced and he applied to the ELP program. Program seeking and looking for something more in his career. As an ELP member, he had the opportunity to work on CEO's IT department, and for 12 weeks while also completing Google IT professional certification program. He also paired with CEO's CEO, Sam Schaefer, who was also a mentor to him. And so, one of the things that I love about CEO and this ELP program is that our executive leadership team, our leadership team mentor the individuals that come into this program. And that's one of the priorities that we put in front of all the ELP members. I would like to introduce you to Andre Blocker, who is that person Okay. Okay. So this is Andre Blocker. So going into the ELP program, the ELP program is a 12-week intense program. It's like a apprenticeship and training program where they go through 3 aspects. Okay, I got it. All right. So our goal is to boost the economic mobility of ELP members, respond to feedback for more pay, support CEO teams with additional staff capacity, and the most important one is walk the talk. You know, if you're talking about it, be about it. And that's one of the things that CEO has done is inclusive hiring and bringing in participants in full-time CEO employment. So these individuals are making $10, $11, $12 an hour, now making $50,000, $60,000 an hour, full benefits. So the way CEO has it and the key program elements on the job learning, general professional development, and as I talked a little bit about mentoring. The mentoring is about 1 hour per week with their mentor. The general professional development, there's 2 development days that they attend for 2.5, 3 hours on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and the rest is on the job learning and actually doing different jobs depending on the pathway that they use. So there's an IT pathway, there's what we call a vocational pathway. We have an advocacy pathway, a supportive service pathway, as well as social enterprise, which is working on crews. So, all right, so specific job skills, you know, they learn Salesforce, a database that a lot of employers and organizations use within their, within their own businesses. We also teach them about computer skills, IT. We teach them Google Suite. We teach them how to basically manage their calendar. So a lot of things go into it. And then the biggest thing is a mindset. Changing their mindset and getting them to understand that they are better than just having labor-intense jobs. Bringing them into the human service field, bring them into workforce development, bring them into IT, bring them into more professional jobs, which are more of a career than just a job. So what's next? The transition policy priorities. So CEO policy priorities. Paid training is critical for people, the immediate financial support for people when they come home is a critical bridge, helping them address their immediate needs and create a pathway to permanent employment. Apprenticeship programs should consider the life experience of the candidate as it relates to the specialization of the apprenticeship and not create unnecessary education or work experience barriers that are not relevant to their training. Many individuals experience employment discrimination even after they have training programs and have advanced certifications. We must ensure these qualified individuals have equitable opportunities regardless of their past. So in closing, a call to action is what I'm asking for each and every person in this audience, okay? And I would love for you to pledge with me, you know, walk that talk and consider partnering with and bringing an ELP program such as ours and to fight for policy change that affect the people that we serve. Thank you very much. In closing, you know, it was really difficult because I did not know a lot about NYC ETC. And so I practiced NYC ETC. I really did. It was like those acronyms, they just kind of was a tongue twister. But the way I learned it was using RESPCT. Appreciate it. NYC ETC. So, like I said, I appreciate everyone's attention and, let's get out there and do the work. I did that in 8 minutes. All right.